All right, so in this one, we are going to be setting up our custom domain name on Heroku. So to do this, it's fairly straightforward as far as adding it and updating your settings. So let's just go ahead and do it. I'm going to do it using a domain name called knockhq. Now, do keep in mind that this might not be a domain name that is what it's going to be later. But I do want to actually add Heroku Domains, add www.knockhq, and then I also want to just do star.knockhq.com. Hit enter. Notice it says unexpected argument, so let's just leave that one out for a second. Add in www. Looks like it's adding. Okay, so we need to configure our app. We'll do that in a second. I'm also going to do star. I'll explain that in a second. Okay, so star is what's called a wildcard domain. So using star dot allows me to use subdomains of this that aren't related to necessarily www. So for example, if we want to do blog.knockhq.com, we could, right? That's what that star would allow us to be able to do. Okay, so now that we've got that, let's go ahead and add this domain name into our Django project. And inside of production here, I'm just going to put a comma and do .knockhq.com. That's really all you need to do. You don't actually put star here, you just put dot. This will allow us to have the wildcard domains actually work. So we save that, and then we want to change our DNS names for our domain. This is something you've probably seen before, but if you haven't, then this is what it is. So inside of name.com, where I registered my domain name, I want to make sure my name servers are being handled by name.com, which in this case they are. And I'm going to change my DNS records to work accordingly, how we want them. So www, and the answer for us is going to be cfeideas.herokuapp.com. I'm going to add that record. And then I also want to do URL forwarding, and that's no domain, so an empty domain, and we want to forward it to knockhq.com. So www.knockhq.com. Leave that redirect, I'll hit forward. And then now we've got knockhq going to CFE Ideas Heroku app. All right, cool. So now that we've got the domain name actually set up and it's also in allowed hosts, we can do git status, git add, git commit, set up domain name in production, git push Heroku master. Going to go ahead and run that. Let's go back into that guide. And that's pretty much it. So now it's actually going to be pushing there, and we can test it in just a moment. So I'm going to let it run. Okay, so it's successfully deployed. So let's go to knockhq.com. We hit enter, and it says not found. If I go to admin, I see admin. And let's try and log in with that username that I created before. And it logs in. Okay, cool. So knockhq is actually working. That is great. So that's a really good start. We actually have our Django project deployed now. So that's it. That's all I really need to do. Now going forward is just about improving the deployment. And the reason I did this first has everything to do with the fact that we are going to be doing rapid deployment now. So now that I've got, let's get rid of that HTTPS. Now that I've got knockhq there, I'm going to be doing rapid deployment as much as possible for going forward. Every new change that's ready, we're just going to finish it, deploy it until we have the service created where it's this idea landing page itself. So if you have any questions on what we've done so far, let us know. Otherwise, let's keep going.